So Anthropic just upgraded Claude Cowork with dispatch mode, and I'm about to see my productivity double. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always going out and about, going to the gym, picking up groceries, and being in New York City, just hopping on and off the subway all the time. And just to stay on top of all my work, I always had to lug around my laptop everywhere I went. But now that we got dispatch mode, all I gotta do is whip out my phone on the go, and I can literally just talk to all of my files on my desktop, write up some email drafts, and even do some research for my next YouTube video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up Claude Dispatch for yourself, as well as some use cases so you can get the most out of it, and explain why this is a killer for some of the other alternatives out there like OpenClaw. So a lot of people are saying that the new Claude Dispatch is becoming a replacement for OpenClaw, and I tend to agree with them, and I actually think it's better in a lot of ways. But if you haven't really heard of OpenClaw, it gained a lot of traction as of recently because what people are doing is they're running it on a Mac Mini. And what that allows them to do is to use these things called skills, which you can either write for yourself or you can download from a central hub like Claw Hub. And you take these skills and it allows the AI to do different actions. So whether that's accessing the local files or sending out a Gmail or writing to your Notion. It's whatever you give access to through these skills, and it knows how to do that. And one of the parts that people love about it is that you can access it through just texting over Telegram. So it's really easy. You're texting your friends, and right underneath, you're texting your OpenClaw as well. And you're able to just handle everything kind of like a personal assistant that's always with you, at all times. But what's going on now with this Claude Dispatch is that instead of a Mac Mini, people are doing it on their actual laptops. And I can see people end up going to Mac Minis eventually. But it's a super, super similar concept because it's whatever you can do on your Mac is what Claude Dispatch is going to be able to do. And again, it goes through skills I showed in the example videos that we used, like the YouTube transcript skill. So it's still able to use skills, which teaches it how to reach out to all these different sources, right? It could write to Notion, read from Gmail, and access the local files on your computer. And it could even go on the browser like we demonstrated. So instead of texting on the Telegram, it uses the Claude app instead. So maybe not as amazing of a user experience, but still solid. And you're still able to do pretty much everything here. But so this is just kind of matching what OpenClaw does and why people love OpenClaw and why Claude Dispatch is rivaling that. But there's a lot of benefits as well that's not really covered by OpenClaw. For one, just the amount of money that you're going to be spending, because what OpenClaw does is it's calling all the APIs for the AIs in the backend. So think about, you have OpenAI, you have Anthropic's Claude, you have, maybe you have Gemini, and this is just going to be hitting the APIs directly. And that could really rack up your bills, right? It's going to keep adding up every time you make calls, and there could be processes that kind of spin out of control and end up costing you more than you would like. So what Claude does is you just straight up have a flat price. Whatever plan you have. If you have the Pro plan, it's only going to be $20 a month, and that's it, right? You just pay that flat fee, and you're able to use this basically until your credits run out. But there's a safety rail there, something that's not really taken into account with OpenClaw. So that's a huge benefit. But one of the other huge ones is security. And OpenClaw really got some bad rap because of its security. It actually had to change its name a few times. It was ClaudeBot, then MoltBot, and then it became OpenClaw because of all these situations that happened. But basically, API keys were being, sent in the chat and stolen by like hackers. Even just credentials and access to things. Because if you give it access to all your stuff, now anyone who they could even, from a skill, put in malicious information, and all of a sudden, now they can do things on your behalf and steal your identity. So, what Claude Dispatch is doing is that they keep everything in a very sandboxed environment. For each run, it's all kind of isolated, so you don't really need to worry about it. Doing all this bad identity theft and stealing your API keys and all of that. They're handling it in a very professional way and a much more scalable way. So, and all the skills are, written for you, written by you, and it's just much more secure overall. So that's really the main reason why people are so bullish on Claude Dispatch over here, including me as well. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have the latest version of Claude installed in order to have dispatch mode available to us. So if you go over to the Claude.com website, you see there's a few different ways you could download it for whatever you're running, right? So there's the Mac download over here, Windows, just whatever operating system you're using, and then the mobile one as well. So if you haven't downloaded it, go download it there. If you already have Claude installed, you can just head over to Claude. You should be able to click the little Claude button at the top, and there's a check for updates button. So if you hit that, it should say if you do have an update, then it will say you have to update it. If not, then it will just show this. And on your phone, all you got to do is go to the App Store and check if you have any updates available. All right, so now that we're fully up to date, let's head over to Cowork. And this is where Dispatch lives. So if you go to the sidebar here, there's a little dispatch button. You can go ahead and click that. And now we have some instructions on how to connect it. So yeah, we just got to click this get started here. All right, so all I got to do is click this button that says I'm signed in on my phone. I got my phone pulled up here with Claude open. And yeah, we want to give it access to our files. We want to keep the computer awake because this only runs when the computer is awake. So if it ever goes idle and goes to sleep, then your processes are going to stop. So we want to make sure that it's awake. We'll allow it to use Chrome and keep connectors on. So this will allow it to go into our browser, but also to access anything that we have set up as connectors. So think about accessing your email, your Drive, let's say Notion pages, Figma, anything like that. So let's finish the setup here. All right. And I clicked pair with my laptop on my phone. So now we're connected. All right, so I got it fully pulled up here, and what I'm going to do is, you can see both my hands. I'm just going to type into here and be like, hey, what's up, Claude? And we should see, yep, let me move my guy on my computer now. And there it is. It's running the dispatch right now, and it's running on my computer, and it responded. So let's run through some actual scenarios of why this would be helpful for us. Also going to note that I'm going to turn on this toggle here to allow browser action. So that means even when we type in with our phone, it's going to allow Claude Cowork on our desktop to go onto Chrome, access websites, and provide information back. So the first example I want to check out is how it can access different files on my computer, because as I'm making these videos, there's a lot of different assets that I'm working with. There's different clips that I made. There are, camera recordings, there's scripts that I write, and there's images that I generate. And all this stuff is usually just saved on my computer. So when I'm out and about, going to the gym, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I actually want to be, I actually kind of want to work on this. I want to take a look at it, see how I can adjust it, but it's on my computer. So this should solve that problem. So what I'm going to do is I got my phone here with dispatch pulled up with Claude Code, and I'm going to ask it, hey, what's up, Claude? Can you send me the voice framework video file I've saved on my desktop? I want to take a look at it and see if I need to make any edits. All right, so I just sent that over. You could see it just popped up over there. Again, hands are off the keyboard. Something cool we could do is, okay, cool, it's responding. So super cool. One thing we could do is if we head to the desktop, we can pull up the different chats for Cowork, and we can see it's spawned up a separate process where it's going through the tasks that are needed to complete this. So it's running separate tasks within Cowork on desktop, and then putting that into the dispatch for us to talk about on the phone, on mobile. So let's go back to dispatch, and now it's asking for a question, and it's actually asking on my phone as well. So I'll go ahead and allow that, and that should let it to access my desktop now and grab the file. So we'll see what it does in a bit. Sweet, so it actually just sent it over to me, and I got it pulled up on my phone here. I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but yeah, you can see it's playing here. This was actually in my last video. So super cool, honestly. This is Really going to increase my productivity, and feed into the whole workaholism. But all jokes aside, this wasn't even possible beforehand. So, the benefits from this are, I'm definitely going to be reaping those. All right. So for the next example I want to give, it is going to have to do with my email because I always got a ton of emails coming in and I like to have AI manage that. Typically, through something like Claude, where it has a connector to my Gmail and it's able to read them all and draft up responses, check out my calendar to see if I'm busy on days that I get messages for. So typically when I'm on the go, I just got to look through Gmail all on my own and hop back and forth between that and the calendar. But now that we got this, I'm going to see if I can let Claude handle that. So I got my phone pulled up here with Cowork. Let's go ahead and say, hey Claude, what's up? Can you go ahead check my email for the past day? Can you summarize it and give me that summary, but then also draft up responses to anything that's urgent? Also check if anything's scheduled for a day, if my calendar is busy for that day, and let me know if it is. So you can see, sent it over again, no hands. And Cowork's gonna go ahead and handle that, and it should use the connectors that are built into Cowork. Cool. So just wanted to bring up real quick that it is in the subtasks over here. We got this is the email one. It loaded some tools with the Gmail integrations. So I was able to look through my Gmail and then the calendar as well. It pulled up the Google Calendar tool. And now in the dispatch, it is asking me to draft an email. So again, it's popping up on my phone. I'm going to allow that and we'll see what it comes up with. All right, so it just finished up and you can see it checked out my calendar. It's saying I don't really got too much going on today with my personal calendar, so that's good to see. And then brought up some urgent stuff that's going on with my calendar, something that I need to respond with here. And it said it drafted an email, and I'm reading through it right now, and it's actually really solid. It's something that I honestly didn't even realize that I got a reply yet. So this already helped me just by going on my phone and asking it to check it out. So besides the urgent emails, there's also other generic emails that's worth taking a look. But overall, super super cool, super useful tool. And if you don't know how to set it up with the connectors, all you have to do is go onto the side panel here, go to customize, check out the connectors over here, and this is how you decide what it can connect to. So for me, since I have Gmail and Google Calendar set up here, that's how it's able to go into those and draft emails, take a look at my emails, take a look at my calendar, and make events as well. All right, so the last use case I want to show here is how Claude accesses the browser, because for certain things like YouTube, there actually is no connector for that. And what I like to do is have Claude be able to analyze the different videos that I like and teach me a little bit about the videos, what's going on with their transcripts, tell me about how they handled their hooks and their intros, so I could try to do that similar for my videos. And I could even ask it to tell me how many likes it has too. So what Claude is able to do when I do this on the desktop is that it's able to open up a Chrome browser and literally go onto YouTube. I can watch it click onto YouTube and it grabs the transcript and responds back to me. So since Dispatch uses Cowork in the back end, this should be something I could do from my phone now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Claude here with my phone. I'm going to say, hey Claude, can you go check out my latest YouTube video? The channel is at Sean Builds AI. I want to know what the video is about. I want to know about the intro and like the structure of the hook of the video. And let me know how many likes it has as well. All right, so I just sent that in. Another cool thing to note is that it should be able to use skills that I have as well. So if I check out here and I go to customize again, and I go to the skills section, you see I have a YouTube transcribe skill that tells it to use the browser. So we can see Claude is actually in its own browser right now, and it's looking through the transcript of the video and it's copying all of that so that it can analyze it and give it back to me. So, we'll see what the result is here after it goes through this browser session. All right, so it ended up using my YouTube transcribe skill, which says to use the browser. And if we head back over to dispatch, you can see it responded here, breaking down the hook of the video, You can see, even bold claim, personal story, social proof, video promise. So pretty awesome that it even has the timestamps, right? The first 48 seconds. So this is something that I'd either have to do manually or I would wait until I was at my laptop and I could have Claude do it for me. So now I can do it on my phone pretty much anywhere I'm going, which is going to be a huge time savings. And I think I can, analyze my videos and other people's videos and make adjustments a lot quicker now that I can do it from anywhere. So if this isn't a reason enough for you to switch to Claude and you're still using ChatGPT, then check out this video and it will explain all the differences between ChatGPT and Claude so you can make that decision for yourself which one you want to use.